All right, let's talk about a huge step for any business that's ready to grow, taking your intellectual property, your brand, your secret sauce, and launching it onto the world stage. Now, this can be the key to incredible growth, but it's also a minefield. One wrong move and you could lose the most valuable thing you own. So let's get into it.
So you've got this amazing thing you've built, right? A brand, a product, a new piece of tech. And now you're hearing that call from beyond your own borders. You're thinking about expansion, about planting your flag in new markets. It's a pretty exciting thought, isn't it?
And you know, one of the smartest ways to do that is by licensing your IP. I mean, just imagine it. You partner with local experts who already know the culture. You tap into distribution networks that are already built, and you unlock all this growth without the insane cost of building everything from scratch yourself.
But, and this is a big but, if you jump in without a rock-solid, airtight plan, you could watch your IP get diluted, misused, or, worst-case scenario, just stolen. The very asset that makes your business special could just vanish.
And this brings us right to the first major hurdle. You've got to understand the hidden risks, because the international landscape is absolutely not a level playing field. What works great in your home country could be a total disaster somewhere else.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On one side, you've got a country with a really robust legal system, strong IP laws, clear ways to register, and you know they'll actually enforce the rules. But on the other side, you might find a system with weak infrastructure, enforcement that's spotty at best, or even a system that just doesn't care about infringement. You can't use the same playbook in both places. It just won't work.
And trust me, it's not just the legal system you're up against. You're fighting things like your brand's identity getting watered down, or partners who might sublicense your tech behind your back. You could see a flood of counterfeit goods hit the market. And that's before you even get into cultural misunderstandings or super complex tax rules. A great opportunity can turn into a total nightmare fast.
So when you're facing all these threats, the big question becomes this. How do you build a fortress around your brand? How do you actually expand with confidence, knowing that your most valuable asset is totally secure?
Well, the foundation of that fortress starts with one thing and one thing only. You have to establish clear, absolute ownership before you sign a single piece of paper. This part is completely non-negotiable.
And when I say ownership, let's be crystal clear about what that means. We're talking about a proactive legal strategy. It's about leaving zero doubt, absolutely no gray area about who owns the original IP, who owns any new versions that get created, and who owns all the valuable data that comes along with it.
So here's your essential checklist for pouring that foundation. First, your agreement has to state you have sole ownership, period. Critically, any improvements or new versions your partner creates, they have to be automatically assigned back to you. You've got to explicitly forbid sublicensing, define who owns the data, and, this one is so important, you have to register your IP locally in that country.
You see, registering your trademark or patent in that target country is more than just a legal formality. It's a power move. It's a warming shot. It sends a clear signal to anyone who might think about ripping you off that you are on their home turf, you are serious, and you will absolutely defend your rights.
Okay, so once you've locked down ownership, we can move to the next layer of your fortress, the agreement itself. And you need to start thinking of this less as a dry legal document and more as your strategic blueprint for control.
Exactly. Your licensing agreement isn't just for when things go wrong. It's an active, strategic tool. It's how you define exactly how your brand and your tech will be used in a new market, making sure every single thing aligns with your global vision.
So here's how you build that blueprint. First, you define the scope. Be super specific about what rights you're granting and for where. Second, set uncompromising quality standards to protect your brand's integrity. Third, structure the financials with total transparency. That means clear royalties and the right to audit. And finally, build in flexibility. You need an escape hatch, a way to renegotiate or even terminate the deal if the market changes.
But here's the thing. Even the world's best blueprint can fall apart if you don't understand the terrain. And in international business, that terrain is all about culture and local law. It's the human element.
You have to see building a strong partnership as a journey. It starts with real, on-the-ground legal research from local lawyers, not just your team back home. Then comes the negotiation, where being culturally aware is everything. And even after you have a professionally translated agreement, the work isn't done. It's all about ongoing relationship management. It never really stops.
So what does that look like in the real world? Well, hire local legal experts from day one.
Focus on building trust, because in so many cultures, the relationship is way more important than what's written on paper. And be smart. Use international arbitration clauses so you can bypass unpredictable local courts. And always, always include a governing language clause so there are no dangerous misunderstandings down the line.
When you boil it all down, success here is really a balancing act. It's not about locking your IP in a vault so tightly that no one can use it. It's about having a proactive strategy that fiercely protects your core asset while still encouraging the kind of collaboration you need for it to truly thrive.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is your IP's blueprint just a piece of paper, or is it a fortress, one that's actually ready for the global stage? Because that difference right there will be what defines your success. Thanks for digging into this with me.